Barbados takes on Guyana in the beautiful Bridgetown, Barbados Football Association Technical Center. 84 degrees Fahrenheit, a little warm in the Caribbean, but that's to be expected in the Concacaf Nations League. Well, these two teams are set to do battle in this play-in edition. Bahamas, Barbados, 4 wins out of 4 in Group A in League C, taking over Bahamas, US Virgin Islands, and then of course Bahamas again in their 100% win record to finish tops of Group A. Guyana, on the other hand, 3 losses and a draw in their 4 matches in League A, puts them in an awkward position where they now have to play against League C Barbados to get a chance to qualify for the 2025 Gold Cup prelims set for next spring. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Ryan Davis. These two teams coming in exact opposite form. Barbados, like we mentioned, 100% record to begin their Nations League season, and Guyana reeling. Guyana have conceded 13 goals in their 4 matches, and as a result of that, their head coach, Jamal Shabazz, after 10 years at the helm, had to back out, the contract not renewed. Wayne Dover, who coached this team from 2008 to 2010, is back at the helm for Guyana. They had to make a change. They did so. And now their backs against the wall in a play-in situation, in a home and an away tie with the Tridents. So, from the coral reefs of Barbados to the jungles of Guyana, it'll be Barbados versus Guyana in this play-in format. And the stakes are high to get to the 2025 Gold Cup prelims. Well, the teams are in the tunnels. When they come out, we'll have the national anthems. We will meet our officials, have the starting lineups, and kick off.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the 2024-2025 Concacaf Nations League Group match with the national teams of Barbados and Guyana. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Barbados. Sorry, the national anthem of Guyana. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Barbados.
Well, the anthems have been played and the teams are getting set to do battle in Bridgetown, Barbados.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
it will be the Tridents against the Golden Jaguars, with a lot at stake. A chance to play in the ultimate competition in Concacaf, the Gold Cup
for Barbados,
2025.
your captain, number 3,
to get to the preliminary stage.
In goal, number 21, Corey Bridgman. Number 2,
taking a look at Barbados coming out in a 5-4-1. They have made 4 changes. Corey Bridgman back in, Akil Applewaite, Ethan Taylor, and the star man Thierry Gale, just 24 years of age. He is the phenom from Barbados, and so much is expected of him. Number 17 at centre forward.
Head coach for Barbados is Mr. Kent Hall. The starting 11 for Guyana. Your captain, number 17, Daniel Wilson. In goal,
Two captains, Andre Applewaite from Barbados and Daniel Wilson
Jeremy Garrett
from Guyana meets in the middle. Tonight's officials: Odette Hamilton, Josette Curve Wilson, Stephanie Dale Yising, and Jean-Marc Schultz. 3 Jamaicans will be in the middle of the park, controlling and managing this match.
Jose De Rosario, and the head coach for Guyana, Mr. Wayne Dover.
It'll be an all-female affair with the officials on the field. The 4th official, of course, will be Jean-Marc Schultz.
Odette Hamilton from Jamaica. First assistant referee, Josette Kerr Wilson from Jamaica. Second assistant referee, Stephanie Dale Yising.
Taking a look
Jamaica.
at the Golden Jaguars as Jamal Shabazz bows out. Wayne Dover has a front line of Ozazi De Rosario from Seattle Sounders, Isaiah Jones from Middlesbrough FC, and the young starlet Amari Glasgow from Chicago Fire. They look out in a 5-3-2. It'll quickly change to a 3-4-3 as Guyana look to get a good start in Bridgetown, Barbados, on the road. Well, these two teams have a rich history, 22 previous matches, and Guyana have won 9, Barbados have won 6, 7 draws in between. Last time these two teams played each other was in 2022 in a friendly in Trinidad and Tobago, Port of Spain, and Guyana won heavily by 5-0. Can the Tridents, who have a very good turnout on this Friday evening, get the result in Bridgetown, Barbados, to launch them into Guyana on November 19th for the return match? Odette Hamilton blows the whistle, and Guyana in green, Barbados in yellow. And the battle has begun. Guyana's last match, a 5-1 thumping at the hands of Suriname, that just about sealed Jamal Shabazz's fate. They've gone down 5 places in FIFA rankings, down to 161. Jamal Shabazz had them up to 86 as their highest ever ranking. Barbados, with their 4 wins on the trot, will be climbing the ladder in the next FIFA rankings, which will be out at the end of the year. First touch for Keon Roberts, who's back in the lineup. And here comes that press from Barbados. Referee Hamilton says no free kick. That is Ozazi De Rosario, the star winger for Seattle Sounders FC in the MLS. Last time Barbados played, it was on this ground. A 6-2 thrashing over Bahamas. Their captain, Andre Applewaite, who plays at left wing back, got 2 goals that night. And their star player, Niall Reid-Stevens, number 10 in the middle of the park, also got on the score sheet. Pressure from Holligan. Roberts gets the ball to his feet. Spraying it out wide. And the yellow shirts begin to back up. Wilson. Little 1-2. This one is played through and De Rosario is offside. Ball in the back of the net. And referee Hamilton has taken exception to that. Thumbs up from the star man. And he's going to have to produce in this two-legged tie. Rosario, born in the United States. Of course, with Guyanese parents. Little flick on. Guyana get control. De Rosario tries to play it into the path of Glasgow. And a chip over the top. Ooh, and the second player who came on and who got the ball may not have been offside, but referee Hamilton and her assistant referee called for a free kick for Guyana. Offside the call. Roberts and Guyana await Barbados' press. Trying to go over the top, intercepted. Well, Thierry Gale, the star man from Rapid Vienna, number 17 for Barbados, has been incorporated back into the lineup as De Rosario turns on his marker. Amari Glasgow, Chicago Fire. Kelman, out wide. Here's Daniel Wilson, the most capped player for Guyana, 64 caps. Gordon looking inside for Glasgow, and the clearance means Guyana gets a throw deep in the Barbados half. Glasgow, adventurous as ever. And this will be a goal kick for the Tridents. Well, Amari Glasgow, 28 appearances between the MLS Next Pro and his MLS team, Chicago Fire, for the 2024 calendar year. Only 5 goals to speak about. But he still is only 20 years of age. Guyana's press pays off. Wilson. This one goes all the way back and they will recycle. Jones. Last touch came off of a Bajan foot. Well, if you've never been to Bridgetown, Barbados, I highly recommend it. It is just about on the coast itself. 5-minute drive to Blue Sea, White Sand. Kelman trying to thread it. Rosario can't control it. Holligan out wide. Reed Stephen. Glasgow intercepts. Loses his footing. You can hear the collision. But to Nikolai Brathwaite's argument, Amari Glasgow seemed to be going to the ground already. He's so aggressive, Glasgow. There was the collision. So a free kick in a dangerous position for the Golden Jaguars. Can they reward their new manager, Wayne Dover, on his first game back at the helm? Guyana have yet to win in 6 matches on the road. Played short to Glasgow, but he ran out of real estate. And Reed Stephen calmly slips it through. What a beautiful pass. Halligan, early cross, but he stops the service. Glasgow coming all the way back. Harden Halligan recalled to the lineup. Started the last match versus Bahamas, but lost his place the game before against the Virgin Islands. De Rosario showing the ball, and Brathwaite again called for the foul. That is 2 fouls in a matter of 120 seconds for the right centre-back Brathwaite. Jeremy Garrett, 23 years of age. There's Omari Glasgow. Drifts past one, drifts past another. Glasgow to the byline. And stopped emphatically by Carl Hinkson. Hinkson recovered. And fortunately for Barbados, he did. Corner kick for Guyana. In swing up, good delivery, and it's just wide of that last post. It was Jeremy Garrett coming up from the centre-back position. And he can't believe it. What a delivery with pace and accuracy. And there it was, a half-yard pass of the back post, and nothing Barbados could have done about it. Here comes that press. Green shirts all over yellow. But they break free on this right-hand side with Morris. Switching. Barbados took too long, and now Guyana are now set defensively. Here's the number 10, Reed Stephen, dispossessed. And it's going to be a free kick for Guyana. I have to say, in the opening 10 minutes, the Golden Jaguars have been initiating the offense so far. Despite being in Bridgetown, Barbados, it was the follow-through by Reed Stephen. Both sides playing with 3 centre-backs and 2 wing-backs. So there's a lot of width on the field for both teams. Barbados win back possession. Down the line. Stood up by Jones. On that far side, it'll be a retreat by Ethan Taylor. Early cross coming in and into the arms of Roberts. And a little bit of daylight for Wilson. Glasgow. Well, Barbados have had quite the season in the Nations League. 4 wins out of 4. Their victims, the Virgin Islands and Bahamas. Referee Hamilton stops for an injury. And it's Hadan Halligan from Weymouth Wales FC in Barbados. And the medical team has been summoned. Looks like a Charlie horse, where he's grabbing that thigh. Here's the injury. And it was the hard man, Wilson. Guyana. Wilson again. Garrett. And at this point, Liam Gordon can control, and both teams seem to be a little bit out of rhythm. We mentioned what's at stake. A home and away leg. And the winner qualifies for the 2025 Gold Cup prelims to be held next spring. Wilson chipping over the top. Brought down, and Barbados get back possession. As the possession continues to seesaw. Guyana wins back with a press. De Rosario giving chase. And coughs up a goal kick. Well, Barbados' record in the Nations League, 22 games played, 9 wins. No draws, 13 losses. They've scored 42 times and conceded 43. Losing his footing as Stephen met the 1-2 and a shot saved by Roberts. Well, a textured pass by Reed Stephen. Little flick. And his shot easily saved in the end by Roberts. That's save number 54 for him in this Nations League campaign. And Barbados, their first strike at goal. This one goes all the way back to Corey Bridgman. It's airtight press by Guyana. Barbados win back possession again to the ooze of the crowd, and a late call by referee Hamilton in the first yellow card. We'll get confirmation of who exactly that was issued to. It was the captain Applewaite. Oh, and an elbow thrown by Mario Williams, the centre-back. And he's cautioned for that off-the-ball incident. So Guyana have a free kick. The centre-backs are now in the 18-yard box. And the responsibility is on Nathan Mariah Welsh from Hibs in Scotland. The cross to the last post. And it was Williams himself taking defensive measures. Corner number 2 for Guyana. Last time it was a vicious delivery by Glasgow. It's another good one to the near post. Stephen lays it outside, tries to get it back. And this is Ethan Taylor. Stephen, top of the box, he shot, and it's 1-0 Barbados. Niall Reid-Stevens opens his account tonight. Top of the box, left foot, and he drove it past Roberts. A counter-attack that will get 5 stars on Yelp. And the home side,
ladies and gentlemen,
draws first blood.
scored by number 10, Niall Reid-Stevens in the 17th minute.
Defending a corner on one end. And now coach Kent Hall, who had so much to say before this match, talking about focus, concentration and dedication. Well, his team has just rewarded those words with a counter-attack that was ripped out of an Italian page in 1982. And a finish from Niall Reid-Stephen. His 7th goal for the campaign. He had 6 in the 4 matches in League C. And now he scored against a League A opponent. Barbados 1, Guyana 0. And a foul. Leo Lavelle goes over. And it's going to be a free kick again for Guyana. Can they respond? Whipped in to the last post. So Barbados breathe again after defending a corner kick, turning it into a goal. Now defended another free kick. And now they have a throw in deep in their own half with Guyana searching for an equalizer, pushing forward. Headed out. Holligan goes backwards, gets it back. Slipping it through. The intensity is there, and the Barbados players and the coach Ken Hall, who's asked so much of this home side to respond to the pressure, to respond at what's at stake. Is Jeremy Garrett finding Deron Niles. Garrett going long, looking for Glasgow. Offside the call. Thumbs up from the Chicago Fireman, who leads Guyana in Concacaf Nations League history with 11 goals at just 20 years of age. Beautiful cross-field pass. Barbados can't get past the press. Slip through. So there it is after 20 minutes. The number 10, the ace in the hat, Niall Reid-Stephen, with a fantastic shot to open his account and get the home team in the lead 1-0. Here comes Stephen again, harassing Garrett. And Liam Gordon for Walsall FC out on this left-hand side. Wilson. Had to go long, and Barbados' press paid off. On the far side is Andre Applewaite, the captain, who had 2 goals against Bahamas on this ground. 3 goals for the tournament so far. There's Jalen Jones, back to his keeper Roberts. Jones again. Jalen Jones plays for Oxford City, born in England with Guyanese heritage. The tall number 5. On the ball now. Gordon. Coming inside. Garrett gets it back. Jeremy Garrett plays for Defence Force. Attended Louisiana State University. Turning inside. Wilson, the captain. De Rosario. His shot from way out. And a clearance. Means Barbados gets to ease a little pressure. Wilson. Garrett. Appeals for the ball to go outside. Linesman does not agree. Gordon. Early cross. And almost a mix-up between Bridgman and his centre-back. Guyana still probing. The release to Stephen, the danger man. Stopped by the long arm of the law in Jalen Jones. Barbados looking for some possession after chasing Guyana for the better part of 23 minutes. Guyana 65% possession at this moment. But Barbados have the all-important goal to talk about. Barbados on this ground in their last 2 matches in League C, 6-2 win over Bahamas. And then a 3-0 win over the Virgin Islands. That is 9 goals and 2 conceded in Bridgetown. Guyana have kept true to their form. Coming into this match, they haven't kept a clean sheet in 10 matches. And they conceded in the opening 20. Stephen slipping it through to Thierry Gale. His shots well defended in the end. Wilson. Can Guyana cut loose with their star-studded forwards in De Rosario, Jones and Glasgow, who's on the ball now. He switched to Isaiah Jones, the man from Nottingham Forest. 1v1, cuts inside, slips it through. De Rosario, Glasgow! He has answered the bell and drawn his team back. Isaiah Jones, De Rosario, Glasgow, Glasgow again, and the front three have produced. Barbados won, Guyana won. Omari Glasgow, 12 goals now under his belt in Concacaf Nations League. All is even after 26 minutes. Well, you have to say it was well deserved by Guyana with 65% possession. They have been dictating the play on the road. And that talented front three of De Rosario, Jones and Glasgow worked their magic to find the equalizer. It's going to be a free kick for Barbados. Akil Applewaite upended by Garrett. Looking to switch, but coming all the way back with the applause of his coach. And way out of his goal is Corey Bridgman. He had to use his head, playing the sweeper-keeper role. Liam Gordon. To Rosario, coming short. Brings his marker with him. Jones and Lovell on that far side. Jeremy Garrett. Gordon again. Barbados staying patient, staying disciplined. Can ill afford to go down a second goal, with Georgetown looming on Tuesday. Excellent move by Gordon, looks inside. Clipped through. Welsh. Cleared away by Williams. As far as the star man, Thierry Gale. And the young man from Rapid Vienna plays in Austria. Stopped again by Jones. And Welsh sprays it out wide. Guyana just slowing things down after coming up with that equalizer. A reward for their possession and inventiveness. De Rosario making a run. Defender goes down, always going to get that call. And the Seattle man looks bewildered. Giving chase was Mario Williams. We're in the 30th minute. Barbados opening the scoring with their number 10, Niall Reid-Stephen. And then the bell was answered by Amari Glasgow, getting his 12th Concacaf Nations League goal in its history. To tie this match up at 1-1. Jones can't keep it in. I see Jones in your screen, plays for Middlesbrough FC. Carl Hinkson. Little flick on, giving chase. Akil Appawait gets past his marker. Still Appawait. Goes down. Referee taking a long look at it. And now Welsh wins the free kick. Here's that second look. Appawait getting the better of Garrett. Cutting inside. Here comes that tackle from Jones. And it looks like Appawait went over Jones's leg rather than Jones upending Appawait. So Appawait is still on the ground, waiting for medical attention. And a Guyanese player is down as well. Don't be fooled by the darkness. 84 degrees Fahrenheit at the beginning of this match. And we're 30 minutes in. Here's Appawait cutting back in, getting past Garrett, but here comes Jones to cover. And he just sort of hooked his leg around Jones. Good no call by the referee. Here's Coach Kent Hall, who was in front of the media leading up to this match and was on the road getting the population, the crowds excited to turn out tonight to support the team. as both teams take a deserved break. You can always bank on an island breeze in Bridgetown, but it's warm nonetheless. There's the shot count, 3 shots apiece. So when play resumes, it's going to be a free kick, as Nathan Mariah Welsh was fouled close to the center circle. It's going to be a Golden Jaguars free kick. He takes it himself, Welsh, and a shot trying to catch Bridgman off his line. And now Bridgman, who backpedaled, seemed to have picked up an injury. And I can tell you what, in this sport, when a player goes down, when no one is around, it's usually the worst type of injuries. Welsh, seeing Bridgman off of his line, tried to sneak it past him, and he landed on that left ankle. It rolled, and you can see the grimace. And we see the defender. It is Carl Hinkson signaling to the sidelines that there needs to be a change. So Guyana have brought on a defender, Reese Greenidge, for Jeremy Garrett, who picked up an injury after trailing Appleweight in the sequence before. So Guyana make a change in the 35th minute. Garrett off, Greenidge on. An experienced defender for another experienced defender. As we await the fate of Corey Bridgman. He's back on his feet. And they're still signaling for a substitution.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's pretty ironic that the two teams have had to make substitutions at the same time with injuries on either side. Reese Greenidge, who has made his way on the field for Guyana, 28 years of age, plays for Maidstone United in England. He is 6'6", and he also played for a former English Premier League team in Bolton Wanderers, the 2020-2021 season. And the injury is that severe where there's a huge, well, a fairly large crowd around Corey Bridgman to assess his health. And summoned off the bench will be Kishma Primus, who started the last match on this ground against Bahamas. Lost his spot to Bridgman. And now Barbados will make a official goalkeeping substitution. Bridgman off, Primus on. Actually, it's Jerry Malcolm, not Primus. So Jerry Malcolm from Paradise FC will come in for Bridgman.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So a centre-back substitution for the Golden Jaguars on one end. Then for the Tridents, a goalkeeping substitution. It's all happening here in Bridgetown. As this first leg gets to its 38th minute mark. with both teams tied at 1-1. Turning inside is Wilson. Looking for Lovell. Crosses it, top of the box, Welsh. And a first stage by Malcolm. And it was an important one. At the feet of De Rosario. And Barbados give it away. But Jerry Malcolm is welcomed into the match with an important save. A little too far for Isaiah Jones, who switched sides with Amari Glasgow. Isaiah Jones has led the way for Guyana with 2 goals in the Nations League this season. The much anticipated debut of Jones at the beginning of the Nations League campaign. Born in England with Guyanese heritage. Free kick for Barbados. Akil Applewaite, who's recovered from that injury, wins the free kick from the giant that is Reece Greenidge. Brathwaite. Malcolm. Playing it short. Here comes the green shirts again. De Rosario all over Malcolm. And a good bit of distribution by the goalkeeper. And here's the Bajan starlet, Thierry Gale. Slipping it through. And Applewaite couldn't control. De Rosario being pulled. Welsh distributing. And is Jones onside? He is. Isaiah Jones cutting inside, top of the box. De Rosario shot. And desperate defending by Mario Williams. Still Guyana. It's Welsh. Jones. Wilson now. Barbados back in a low block. Greenidge. Skipping away is Gordon. And he's shot off the crossbar. Well, something out of nothing. Liam Gordon coming in from the left-hand side. Barbados expecting the man from Walsall FC to be just left-footed, but he comes in on his right and almost gets it over the head and under the crossbar for Guyana's second. And here's that magical run. And this ball slipped back to Malcolm, who clears. Greenidge wins the header, as ever. Jones. Greenidge. Little flick, but well read by Hinkson. Carl Hinkson, the number 12 for Barbados, made the Concacaf Nations League October team with his impressive performances against the Virgin Islands and against Bahamas on this ground. He had 2 assists in those matches from the right wing-back position. Chipping over the top, headed out. Let's go Tridents, the call from the crowd. And they need the encouragement because the Golden Jaguars are applying the pressure through this man, Liam Gordon, coming inside on his left foot, then to his right, and just trying to find the last post. It beat Malcolm, hit the crossbar. Score remains at 1-1. Reed Stephen in the 17th, Glasgow the reply in the 26th. Brought down by Welsh. Wilson. Welsh again, born in Chelsea, England. Plays for Hibs in Scotland. Outside of the foot pass to Gordon. To Rosario, can't control it. And Barbados need a spell of possession. But the Guyana press is relentless. Here's Hinkson. Brings it down. And now the referee brings it back for a handball. Little 1-2 on the far side. Guyana corralling. Winning back possession. Possession count at 64. Still heavily favoured for the visitors. Little 1-2 and couldn't find Glasgow on this left-hand side. With the talent of Glasgow, Jones and De Rosario. And Welsh, who plays just behind them. They float and find space. Jones gets a foot to it. Glasgow coming in from the right. And wins a free kick for Guyana. It is a bit of an awkward distance for the Golden Jaguars. Some would say it's a little too far for a shot. And then others would say it's too close to chip it into the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 4 minutes of time added on.
So 4 minutes of injury time to be added to this first half. And Omari Glasgow in this sort of form is going to have a shot. Glasgow. And now he gives up a free kick. Not the type of free kick that would light up the sidelines. And Barbados winning back possession. Again, the press is working. Gordon is there. So too Wilson, the skipper. Greenwich, the substitute. Jones. Little flick on from Wilson, trying to find De Rosario. He's having a hard time in this first half in finding his control. And now Kian Roberts, who was beaten once already from a fantastic drive from Reed Stephen. Gordon. Inside to Welsh, who's starting to leave an imprint in the middle of the park for Guyana. Glasgow. Clips it inside. One of those crosses in the corridor of uncertainty. But Omari Glasgow has left his mark on this game. He started and finished the move to draw his team level in the 26th minute. Again, Barbados finding it very, very hard to get out their own half. Stephen lays it back. He wants it back. Barbados get a throw in that's going to ease the pressure for a couple of minutes. Headed out. Here comes Guyana again. Glasgow weaving his way. Referee says play on. Welsh has Isaiah Jones to his left and he's onside. Isaiah Jones. Great save by Malcolm and headed in. It's De Rosario. But he's offside. It would not count. Again, Omari Glasgow starting the move. Jones' shot. Malcolm with a fantastic save coming off the bench. And De Rosario drifting into an offside position. And the goal will not stand. Score remains at 1-1. Excellent turn by Stephen. Thierry Gale with some room. Gale, and guess who? Jones again to the rescue. Well, the young man from Rapid Vienna, Austria, who scored just a week ago in his third game back after an ACL injury that took him out for a prolonged period of time, has not left his mark on that left-hand side for Barbados so far in the first 45 minutes. Takes the corner. Oh, beats Jones and just about everyone. And that is the end of the first half in Bridgetown. Barbados opened the scoring through their star man, Niall Reid-Stevens, to take a 1-0 lead. And then Guyana's starlet, Omari Glasgow, responded in the 26th. Barbados won, Guyana won in this first leg in Bridgetown, with a second leg looming in Georgetown on the 19th. After 45 minutes, all is even. When we return, we'll have first half highlights. So all to play for in this second 45 minutes. In this first leg, in a two-legged tie. A play-in to see who can qualify for the Concacaf 2025 Gold Cup prelims. And Guyana have responded with 2 substitutions. Number 8, Malik Karugan, who started the last match for Guyana against Suriname, comes in. And just to confirm with everyone, Omari Glasgow, with that goal, has now become joint scorer all time for his country, Guyana, with 18 goals. He has now joined Nigel Codrington. Omari Glasgow, 18 goals with 28 matches. Codrington, who's now retired, 18 goals for 26 matches for Guyana. So Glasgow has joined royalty as his top scorer in his nation's history. So Barbados will get us underway in the second half. Immediate long ball over the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for
number
Guyana
15,
in the 46th
Ethan Taylor.
minute. Leaving the game will be number 17 and Daniel Wilson, and he will be
So
replaced
Daniel Wilson to
by
leave
number 8, Malik Kadatan.
for Malik Cardigan. So the skipper, who is second in caps or appearances for his country, has come off, the veteran. And the younger Cardigan in his place in midfield. Top of the box is Stephen again, twisting and turning. Gets it back. And the shots, this time coming from the number 7, Akil Appawait. Appawait went down in the box in the first half, appealing for a penalty. Didn't get it. Lovell. Looking inside is Welsh, who's pulling the strings for Guyana in the middle of the park. Hinkson gets a piece of it. Clears it up the line and gives up a throw-in, and looks like it's going to be a foul on Omari Glasgow. So Barbados just slowing things down in the second half after Guyana had 64% possession after the first 45 minutes. The Tridents had to defend for most of that half. Headed out by Jones. Flicked on, and an important interception by Mario Williams. Gale. Getting behind this one, Thierry Gale. The cross. Eventually cleared away to De Rosario. Welsh, he's everywhere. And here comes Guyana. Trying to slip it through was Gordon. Welsh. Isaiah Jones. Shimmying, still Jones. Jones cuts inside. And a fourth defender come to Barbados' aid and clears it out, and looked like the last touch may have touched Jones. We shall see. Barbados through in. Pinned back in their own defensive third, has to clear it out. Harrigan. As Applewhite goes down. Gale nutmegs Welsh. Doesn't win the free kick. Jones. De Rosario. Welsh. Tries to flick it back into the path of De Rosario. Coming inside is Applegate. Switch by Gale. Beautiful pass to the far side. Stephen. Still Stephen. Cutting inside on that left foot. Important tackle. It was Cortez Kelman. Again, Guyana denying Barbados that inside pass. Applewhite. The skipper. Inside to Gale. Right at his back is Greenwich. Jones denied. Applewhite. Going back is Morris. Floated to the forward and winning a free kick. Stephen, who demands so much attention. Trying to go over the top, or over the back of the Starman. It was a 6'6" Greenwich. And Barbados wasteful with their free kick. Jones. Glasgow. Turning inside, here's Welsh. Jones. Has to go all the way back to the other Jones, Jalen Jones. Little 1-2. Played inside, and a sliding tackle from Ricardo Morris, denying De Rosario. Gordon slips it inside. Welsh, little one touch. There's so many creative players with Welsh, Gordon and Jones in that pocket in top of the 18-yard box for the Golden Jags. And the press pays off again as Barbados try to find their way out of their own half. Halligan finding Williams. Little 1-2 from Gale. Back to the path of Stephen. Stephen back to Gale. Crowd liking it. Thierry Gale. Top of the box and he's shot. Well, Ethan Taylor seemed to have lost his balance as Thierry Gale was making mincemeat out of Greenwich. Laid it back, lost his footing right on top of the penalty spot. What an opportunity for the Tridents. Pressure by Applewaite. Wins it fairly. Now tries to cross it, but the recovery by Lovell was spectacular. Kelman turning inside, and a free kick for Guyana. And it's the sturdy Nikolai Braithwaite is going to get a talking to from the referee. And that's the last chance saloon for Braithwaite, upending Welsh. Trying to get to the byline. Williams is there, but there's nowhere to go. It is airtight. The Jaguars have pushed the Tridents all the way back into their own defensive third. Can they find an outlet? Applewaite holding off the pressure, but an excellent tackle by Kelman, finding Isaiah Jones. De Rosario onside, puts it back into the path of Jones. Isaiah Jones, a second shot, and the deflection comes off a defender. 6s and 7s at the back, and in the end comes off a head of a Bajan defender and goes out for a corner. Isaiah Jones twisting, turning, the shot denied. Another shot, but this time ricochets off of Haddon Holligan. The end result, an Omari Glasgow corner kick. He scored in the 26th to equalise. Can he set up one for the second? Whipped in, punched away by Malcolm. Barbados are just going to stay at home in a low block. Welsh. De Rosario. Jones. Good tackle, but again, losing his footing was Taylor. Taylor recovers. Stevens dispossessed by Welsh, who's been the player of the match for me, for Guyana. Welsh back into the path, expertly done. Jones with a thumping tackle from Williams. Corner kick for Guyana. Played short. Welsh tries to get it on top of the box to De Rosario. Can Barbados find some daylight? They scored on a counter-attack from a corner kick through this man Stevens in the first half. Ball stays in play. The cross to the last post, and it's gathered by Kean Roberts. And Guyana trying to bounce back from those 3 losses, 1 draw in their League A campaign in the Nations League. Last match, a 5-1 loss to Suriname, then a 3-1 loss to Guatemala. Before that, the only positive result, a 2-2 draw with Martinique. And to begin their campaign was a 3-1 loss to Suriname. Have conceded in each of the last 10 matches. Make this number 11. But it's been a positive performance in Bridgetown so far. Possession count 60% to 40. The shot count 11-5 to complement that 62% possession for Guyana. One of those shots on Amari Glasgow finish to equalize. Little 1-2 with Jones. Jones gets past his defender, Isaiah Jones. And a shot, and it's 2-1. It's that man again, Amari Glasgow. Isaiah Jones doing the damage on the right-hand side. Squaring it across. Barbados defenders facing their own goal. Pops up for Glasgow. The volley emphatically into the back of the net. And if you're keeping count at home, Amari Glasgow goes to sole position as #1 goal scorer in Guyana's history with 19. 13 of those coming in the Concacaf Nations League Championship. 19 across all tournaments. Guyana 2, Barbados 1. And Wayne Dover can breathe a sigh of relief on the sidelines for Guyana. Barbados, who opened the scoring, have now conceded twice against a very motivated and a bit of a chip on their shoulder Guyana. Just about 30 minutes left in this one. And De Rosario, can he make it 3? He does! Osaze De Rosario has just given Guyana their third. An errant back pass. And the MLS forward made no mistake. A cheeky little chip to make it 3, and he has his name in lights. A quiet first half, and Kent Hall has just seen this match slip away from his hands. After his team took the lead in the first half, they've now given up 3 goals in succession. And the Golden Jags are now steamrolling, and Wiggy, as he's known on the sidelines, has now seen his team get to complete control. Well, the Barbados faithful are making their voices heard, trying to spur on their team. It is a beautiful Friday night in Bridgetown, but it's quickly turning bleak. A brace by Amari Glasgow. And De Rosario getting the third.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Guyana in the 61st minute, scored by number 20.
Well, they barely recovered from Glasgow's volley to make it 2-1. And a lapse in concentration. De Rosario didn't even take a touch. He just flicked it over the on-running Malcolm to make it 3. Have to say, all of the goals scored tonight, all 4 goals, have been complete class from either side. 3 for Guyana, of course, and of course the Bajan opening goal from Reed Stephen, which seems to be a lifetime away. Barbados look to their bench. Ethan Taylor, who squandered a chance. Actually, it's going to be Akil Applewaite to come off. Number 9, Omani Leacock, who started the last match against Bahamas on this ground, checks in. Ethan Taylor makes his way to the sidelines, and Jalen Gilks takes his place.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barbados in the 61st minute, by number 9.
Corner kick for Guyana. It's going to be Welch, the man who plays in Scotland. Drives this one. Looking for Gale. Gale is onside. Looking for Leacock, his first touch. Still Leacock. And he couldn't weave through 3 green shirts.
That
Stephen.
was a double substitution, also leaving the field of play. Number 15 for Barbados, Ethan Taylor,
Stephen again.
and he's being
Gale
replaced
chipping. And headed out by Lovell.
by number 14, Jalen Jones.
There's Gale's cross. And there's Lovell's header. Looks like his head collided with the on-running Andre Applewaite. But Lovell is back on his feet. Referee Hamilton has had quite the match in looking after injuries for either team. It's been an intense affair, and we expected it. The first leg of a 2-leg playoff. Corner to Barbados, headed out. Jones, who's set up, you can see that second for Glasgow. Lovell. Turning away from pressure is Welsh. Jones. Gordon. Liam Gordon back to Cortez Kelman. And here is the danger man, Welsh. Trying to thread it through, and he gets through to De Rosario. And he's stopped by Malcolm. And he gathers in his second attempt. It is all going wrong in the Bayesian back line. And De Rosario is feasting. Free kick for Barbados after the follow-through. Misunderstanding with Morris, and the shot by saved by Malcolm at the near post. De Rosario could have gotten his second. Guyana look to their bench as well. Nikolai Brathwaite, a defender, will come off. And number 9, a forward, Enoch George, will make his way. So a strange substitution. The defender comes off, forward comes in, and Guyana up 3-1. Greenwich. Wins the throw-in for Guyana. And the appreciation by Gordon, who is now the captain since Wilson came off.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Guyana in the 67th minute. Leaving the game will be number 20, Jose De Rosario, and he will be replaced by number 9, Enoch George.
So a quick change is actually De Rosario, who has come off for George. So a forward for a forward. De Rosario getting that third goal with a delightful chip over Malcolm after a not so good first half for the Seattle Sounders forward. But he left his mark on this match. Leacock evades one, switching, and the ball somehow finds its way on the far side for Barbados. Leacock dispossessed, and now Guyana have a counter-attack. He would love to make it 4, and Isaiah Jones is onside. Out comes Malcolm. Jones goes around him, but can't keep it in play. Malcolm did enough to unsettle the forward. Isaiah Jones couldn't capitalize. Man from Middlesbrough FC. Jones loses his footing. So too Welsh. Looks like as the Jew is settling in. And Gale almost on the end of that pass. Gordon is going to find Welsh, who seems to be open all night long. Mark of an excellent midfielder, finding space where there is no space. Golden Jags cruising here, humming in midfield. Gordon, who's in no rush. And the orchestrator Welsh decides to go backwards. Ball is like a magnet to his feet. Here comes Welsh again. Jones. Welsh. Is he onside? He is. Jones, little 1-2. Leacock comes back and wins back possession for the Tridents. Gets it back from Gale, who gets it to the feet of Stephen. With the large Humvee at the back, Greenwich. Stephen gets it back. Wants to get on his left foot. He does. Sets it back for the shot. And a save by Kian Roberts. It was laid back right into the path of Jalen Gykes, the substitute. His first shot saved by Roberts, and Barbados have shown that they can't do that. Total shots 14-8, still dwarfed by Guyana. We're into the last 20 minutes of this match, and the Golden Jaguars, coming from a goal behind, score 3 in succession to take a 3-1 lead, with the second leg to be played in Georgetown, Guyana on the 19th. To be exact, that will be Tuesday. Slip through, Stephen. He goes down. And the truck-like figure of Greenwich appealing to the much shorter referee Hamilton. Studs were definitely up. There's no chance any referee will allow that to go. Flick on by Gale to Leacock. Leacock twisting and turning, goes down. Referee Hamilton looks in the other direction. Flick on by Gale. Leacock brings it down, twists and turns on Jones. And there was the tackle by Greenwich. And I think Leacock may have a case. The long leg of Greenwich. Coach Hall can't believe it. 3, the penalty would have been exactly what the doctor would have ordered for Barbados. Out by Malcolm. Flicked on by Leacock, who's been instrumental since he's come on. Injury in midfield for the Golden Jags. Here's the incident. Leacock going over Kelman. It's going to be a drop ball for Guyana. Drop ball for Guyana. They get back possession. Another late challenge on Isaiah Jones, and it's getting a little chippy. And Leacock, who did not get the penalty call about a minute ago, takes it out on Isaiah Jones. And he goes into the referee's book. Frustration setting in for the Tridents. And Isaiah Jones, who made the long trip from England for this match, just picked up a late challenge from Omani Leacock. Trying to thread it through. It's Gordon who gives it away. Barbados. Gale, could he get on the end of it? If this score holds for the next 16 minutes, it'll be the first victory for Guyana in 6 matches rather, losing their last 4. The 5th one was a win over Belize, a 3-1 win in a World Cup qualifier earlier this year. Isaiah Jones. Welsh. Far side is Glasgow, looking for a shot. Kelman. It's all about patience for Guyana right now. Barbados do not want to concede anymore. Cross from that right-hand side, intercepted by Williams. But taken away. Guyana get it back.
Total attendance for tonight's match is 928 people.
And they're doing rondos like training right now. The cross. Top of the box for Welsh. Will he have a go? He does! It's Malcolm in the middle. Strong punch by the goalkeeper. Of all the players to get any daylight, Uriah Welsh squares one up, puts all his laces on it, and it came through like a blur, but Malcolm reacted. Welsh scored one of those beauties against Haiti earlier this year in a World Cup qualifier. Takes the corner, and almost nodded in was Jones from the centre-back position. Referee says play on. Guyana. Leacock. Applewaite threading it to Gale. 1v1 with Lovell. Still Gale. Gale! He spoons it over, and that seems to be the norm for Barbados in this second half. Ethan Taylor had a similar incident. It's the return pass from Holligan, and Gale just raising his head too soon. So the star man Stephen, who opened the scoring in this match, getting some attention. Just to give you an idea of what Niall Reid-Stevens' Nations League season looked like this year. 6 goals in just 4 appearances. Got number 7 tonight in his 5th appearance. Scored a hat-trick against Virgin Islands on October 9th. And getting medical attention, and he's the last player that Barbados will want to see leave injured. Stephen back on his feet, but hobbling to the sideline. Laces are undone. Just about 11 minutes to go in regular time. The intensity of this match reflects on the amount of stoppages and injuries we've seen on the players. Another Guyanese players down. This was Leacock twisting and turning on Jones, and look at Greenwich come out of your screen right there. And Omani Leacock did not get the penalty. And Barbados and the centre forward are wondering why. These two teams will square off again on Tuesday, the 19th of November in Guyana. So a substitution for Barbados. Number 11, Nadre Butcher to come in. And to depart, number 8, Hadan Holligan, whose 55th appearance was not a successful one. A veteran of the national team. Turning is George. Welsh going backwards to Greenwich. Guyana just looking for spacing right now to draw this Bajan team into their net. Jones, Leacock wins it back in a good position. Well read by Lovell. Guyana just trying to take the sting out of the match, despite the press from Barbados.
Ladies and gentlemen, a double substitution for Barbados in the 81st minute.
Welsh
leaving the field of play, number 8, Hayden
slipping
Holligan.
it through.
He's
Kelman
been
trying to
replaced by
find
number 6, Sharon Hoyt.
Omari
Also
Glasgow on
leaving
that
the
far
game,
side.
Number 10, Niall Reed-Stephen, and he will be replaced by number 11, Nadre Butcher.
So it was confirmed that Niall Reed-Stephen, the goal scorer, the star man for Barbados, has come off. And that's who Nadre Butcher came on for. Bursting from the right-hand side, Barbados, Leacock. Slide by Lovell. Jones trying to get back control. And Morris cleans up. Barbados wins the throw-in. There were some cries for a free kick. Fallen on deaf ears. Leacock holding off Welsh. Williams goes out wide. Slipping it through. Butcher. Here's Applewaite, the skipper. Leacock. Again, Leacock twisting and turning, slipping it through beautifully. Well, you almost found a recipient in the 18-yard box, Leacock. And it was Sharon Hoyt who almost got on the end of it. Hoyt, another player who was in the October Concacaf Nations League Team of the Month after scoring a couple goals in that leg as well. He's on the field now, partnering Leacock in the middle of the park. And a studs up tackle from Brathwaite. Referee awaits the defender and gives him the yellow card. Here's Brathwaite coming in. Studs up on Kelman. And a free kick for Guyana. Gale again losing his footing. Seems to be the trend as the night wears on. Maybe the dew setting in Bridgetown.
Ladies and gentlemen, yellow card issued to player number 20, Nikolai Brathwaite from Barbados in the 85th minute.
The attendance tonight on a Friday night in beautiful Bridgetown, 928 have shown up to support the Tridents. But it's the Golden Jaguars that have left things a little messy on the beautiful island of Barbados, as Guyana nursing this 3-1 lead. Turning inside is Applewaite. He goes down. Excellent bit of skill by Williams. Coming inside. His switch to Gale. Thierry Gale back over to Leacock. Just a little too far for the number 9, but he gets back a hold of it. Has support in Hinkson. Leacock again. Trying to find Butcher. Guyana have a counter-attack. Trying to sniff out number 4. Barbados' throw. Slip through to Gale. Gale. Still Gale. And Greenwich's long legs gets in the way of the man from Rapid Vienna. Keeps this score at 3-1. He is so slippery, Thierry Gale. Finds the creases and crevices to gain opportunities, but Greenwich too good. And you can see the crowds gathering. Corner kick for Barbados, the header into the arms of Roberts. This kick means a Barbados throw-in. Some tired legs starting to set in for players like Lovell and Greenwich and Welsh, who've all had remarkable games. But with the intensity and the pace of this match, those who weren't subbed off. And here's Butcher, fresh legs of Butcher. Leacock, another substitute, floats it in. Roberts gathers. Guyana starting to really slow down. Seeing the finish line just ahead. 90 seconds remaining in regular time. Lovell. Given away. Again, the tiredness setting in for the right back. And here comes Butcher. It's Hoyt rather. Hoyt shot. Saved by Roberts. Roberts came into this match with 53 saves. He's nearing the 60 mark. Again, Barbados pushing forward, looking for that counter press. They win a throw. 30 seconds to go of regular time. Lofted in towards Gale. It bounces. Gale turns. The shot by Leacock, saved again by Roberts and taken down. And frustration for Hoyt. Gale again turning on the big Jones. Following up was Leacock. And a free kick now for the Golden Jags. 6 minutes of injury time. Something we expected with the procession of players coming in and out because of injury. Upperweight into the path of Williams. Turning his Butcher, but well read. Offside the call, free kick for Barbados. Williams goes out wide, finds Hinkson. Outside of the foot pass, Upperweight. Superb pass. Early cross, looking for Gale. Jones can't get there. A slide tackler, now Jones gets the second pass. Into the path, it's George! 4-1 Guyana. And they celebrate. The substitute comes on, and Isaiah Jones gets his second assist for the night, and George took it superbly. The Golden Jaguars have done everything right tonight, and Enoch George gets his name in lights. The man from FC Leeds, who came on as a substitute for De Rosario. De Rosario scored the third, George scored the fourth, and Guyana are moonwalking their way back to Georgetown for a Tuesday night affair against Barbados. Both of these teams came in with polar opposite form. Guyana losing 3 of their last 4. Barbados winning all 4 of their last 4 matches. But the League A team showed their class tonight and have put 4 past the home team in Barbados. Gale weaving, slipping it through, and the last pass by Gilks results in a goal kick for Guyana.
Gentlemen, goal for Guyana, scored in the 90th +2 minute by number 9, Enoch George.
Roberts has been superb tonight. Had to pull off some point-blank saves. The first from Thierry Gale in the first half to keep the score at 0-0. Couldn't do anything against Reed Stevens' shot for the first goal. But has been an excellent shot stopper. And this man, Isaiah Jones, the English-born, now Guyanese player, has been superb on the right-hand side. Fitness, touch, decision-making. He's done it all, Isaiah Jones. A little bit of olays from the, the Guyanese bench. They're enjoying it. They're just doing rondos in the middle of the park. Something you see in a training session on a Thursday afternoon. And this man Welsh, who has orchestrated this incredible performance. And Cadogan, his cross results in a corner kick for Guyana. Fresh legs of Cadogan, getting past his skipper Applewaite. And a final clearance from Brathwaite. Guyana takes it short. Glasgow, who's braced tonight, has done the trick for Guyana. He now moves into sole position as the all-time leading goal scorer for the Golden Jaguars. Omari Glasgow at the tender age of 20. Butcher going backwards. Cleared away by Morris. Only as far as Leacock. Applewaite. Can he conjure up another goal on this ground? He had 2 in his last match against Bahamas. Leacock, who scored against Bahamas, the 5th goal in that 6-2 rout on this ground. And the door has been slammed shut. Guyana storms into Bridgetown, Barbados, and has defeated the Tridents by 4 goals to 1. Omari Glasgow, the culprit. He has scored 2 goals to give his team a 4-1 win after Reed Stevens opened the scoring in the 17th. De Rosario and George followed Glasgow to get the 3rd and 4th. And Wayne Dover, in his first match back since 2010, gets an emphatic win on foreign soil.
Ladies and gentlemen,
they all head back to Georgetown for the second leg on Tuesday night, the 19th, as Guyana will host Barbados for the return leg. Well, after this first leg, Omari Glasgow and Guyana win by 4 goals to 1 over Barbados. And the Golden Jaguars earned every bit of the scoreline. They dominated from defense to midfield to attack. This man Stevens was fantastic, but his goal was not enough. Well, the Concacaf Nations League play-in fixture between Barbados and Guyana. This their first leg, taking place in Bridgetown, Barbados, as the Tridents host the Golden Jaguars. An all-female crew managing the game tonight as Stephen found Gale. And Roberts' save kept the score at 0-0 until Stephen, on top of the box, gave the home team a 1-0 lead. And then, top of the box, Omari Glasgow gets it back and draws this game level at 1. Glasgow moves to joint top scorer all time for Guyana. And De Rosario, it was Welch's free kick trying to catch Bridgman off his line, and Bridgman injured himself. So too the defender for Guyana. Greenwich came in, Malcolm came in. And in the second half, it was Gale, top of the penalty spot, and Ethan Taylor squandering the chance. Then Isaiah Jones squaring it back. The ricochet, and Omari Glasgow finishing to take sole position, all-time scorer for Guyana, and giving them a 2-1 lead. Then De Rosario shortly after, chipping Malcolm to make it 3-1. And the Jaguars strolling. Then Gale's cross, and the header by Lovell to keep it at 3-1. Top of the box, and a shot from the substitute Gilks into the arms of Roberts. Then Leacock bringing one down, getting past Jones, and Greenwich upending Leacock. Referee denies the penalty. Then Jones again providing the substitute George, putting the icing on the cake for the Jaguars to make it 4-1. And that was the end of the 90 minutes. So Guyana's 4 goals reflects their statistics: 16 shots to 13. Ball possession 56% on the road in Bridgetown. Corner count 7-3. The fouls were intense, 12-11. Corners, of course, favouring the Golden Jaguars, as they had great value for their 4-1 win in this first leg in Bridgetown. Well, these two teams head to Georgetown for the second leg on Tuesday night, the 19th. Well, it was a thrilling encounter, and the broadcast crew, Ryan Young, Andrew Forsyth, and myself, Ryan Davis, would like to thank everyone. So for all of us from Concacaf, we're signing off for tonight. Good evening.